I think. Welcome to Story Time with Shari. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So nice to see you guys. My name is Shari Alyse, and I am a motivational speaker, a self-love and joy coach, and also the best-selling author of the book, Love Yourself Happy. Welcome. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Chrissy. Good morning, Elizabeth. Nice to see you guys. As always, before we get started, don't forget to grab your favorite cup of something. Today we are drinking an amaretto sour. As I always say, it's never too early to get started. It's never too early for joy. It's never too time for fun. Too early for fun. That's what Ollie the Owl says. So this is really for Ollie, not for me. Drink up, my buddy. If you are brand new to Storytime with Shari, please say hello in the comments and make sure that you let us know where you are tuning in from so our community can just wrap you in a hug, and you'll learn more about those hugs at the end. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I just want to get the elephant out of the room. Just going to start off with this. Over the last week, the Storytime with Shari has been having a good time here on Facebook. I'm going to ask you guys, first I want to apologize to anyone that might have gotten messages from people that just aren't very nice. Last week, my inbox was filled with inappropriate messages. So if you are one of these inappropriate people, I ask that you really think about the times that we're in right now and what everybody is going through. And before you hit a send message, is this something that you really want to spread out into the world? Is this something that you really want to bring to people when people are already living in this uncertain times? So just want to say that. Thanks for playing. Hey, Drew, nice to see you. Guys, just so you know, and I'm just going to shout you out, Drew, last weekend was Drew's birthday, so if we could all just say, happy birthday, Drew. So for those of you who do not know what Storytime with Shari is, it's an opportunity to be able to share some connection time, some comfort. For me, being back in school was a really beautiful time. It was fun. Our teacher would read to us, and I just really had this really just peaceful, loving, fun feeling. And so when this pandemic started, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring comfort. I wanted to bring connection. And so that's what we do. And then there's always a topic of the day. Hey, Sylvia, nice to see you. What I would like to talk about a little bit later after we finish reading from today's story, which we've been continuing, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. What I want to talk about is safety blanket and the things that we're holding on to that we are not ready to let go of yet. If you're one of those people, let me know. We'll get into that a little later. But as you guys know, today is Thankful Thursday. So a little different. I would love to know in the comments, before you shout it out right now, I want to know about something small that's in your vicinity right now, that's in your room or wherever you are right now, something small that you're thankful for that maybe you never think about, but if it was gone, you would absolutely miss it. And it could be something as insignificant maybe as a candle, or it could be the person in the room with you. I want to know what you are grateful and thankful for right now in this moment. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. I love you. I just saw you that you were here. All right, so before we get into our story time, I want to ask you all to hit the share button because, as always, let's spread some goodness out there in the world. I know that there's still a lot of uncertainty. I've been extra emotional lately, and before anyone says, oh, I'm sorry, or any of that, please know that emotions are good. Feelings are good. They come up. They're like our little compass that says, hey, spend some extra time there. Give yourself some extra loving. So I know that if I'm feeling it, I know a lot of you out there are feeling it too. So before I dive into this, as always, I want to invite you to get still right now and right here. So I invite you to close your eyes with me. We're going to take a few deep breaths because this is an opportunity for you to settle into where you are, into this moment, to get out of your head, to get out of your worries, to, stop thinking about all the things that might happen, all the things that you need to take care of, all of those feelings that you feel that are building tension in your body, and to just be here right now, listening to my voice, feeling the chair beneath your butt, or feeling your feet on the ground. And I invite you to just take a deep breath in through your nose, a deep one. Feel it in your belly. And then on your exhale, you're just going to let it out through your mouth. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the inhale. And I invite you to do that 3 times. And what this is going to do is it's just going to calm. It's going to calm your nervous system. It's going to bring you to this present place with us, because right now, right here, there is goodness, there is love, there is peace. And so take another deep breath in and out through your mouth. And notice if you see or feel any tension in your body. That tension in your body might be an area that you are resisting to rest. And so what ways can you send that part of your body a little bit more love? What ways can you allow that to rest? All right, since this is a limited time we've got here together, when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to wiggle your toes, open your eyes, and come back here with me. As always, we lose some people along the way, but that's okay. For some people, stillness is a little uncomfortable. For others, they're just like, hey, I'm here to hear a story. Hey, welcome to everybody that's first joining us. Lisa says that she's grateful for her son's cat. He's in boot camp right now. Oh, your son. I hope stays safe. Michelle's thankful for Thankful Thursday. Drew says, get out of my head and into reality. Reality sucks, so turtle farts on that. I think that's why I was supposed to read that. All right, so let's dive into big magic. And then after this, again, we're going to talk about safety. And yes, to your answer, Chrissy. All right. Oh, sorry, guys, for those. It's time for Super Smart Girl. I just made up an extra word. Da, da, da. Who's that? Why, it's Smart Girl. Says who? Says me. Okay. I still got to come up with a better shtick for that one. So we've been reading from Big Magic, which is, my nose is dripping, guys. That's sexy. We've been reading from Big Magic. Anybody? Which is, it's all about your creative side and listening to that calling and a creativity in all of us and choosing to take hold of it so that it doesn't leave you. And where we left off was Elizabeth Gilbert, which of course is the author of Eat, Pray, Love, City of Girls, and the signature of all things. We were just talking about making things and being about creative and everybody having this creative side in them. All right, so are you considering becoming a creative person? Too late, you already are one. To even call somebody a creative person is almost laughably redundant. Creativity is the hallmark of our species. We have the senses for it, we have the curiosity for it, we have the opposite thumbs for it, we have the rhythm for it, we have the language and the excitement and the innate connection to divinity for it. If you're alive, you're a creative person. You and I and everyone you know are descended from tens of thousands of years of makers, decorators, tinkerers, storytellers, dancers, explorers, fiddlers, drummers, builders, growers, problem solvers, and embellishers. These are all our common ancestors. The guardians of high culture will try to convince you that the arts belong only to a chosen few, but they are wrong, and they're also annoying. We are all the chosen few. We are all makers by design. Even if you grow up watching cartoons in a sugar stupor from dawn to dusk, creativity still lurks within you. Your creativity is way older than you are and way older than any of us. Your very body and your very being are perfectly designed to live in a collaboration with inspiration. And inspiration is still trying to find you the same way it hunted down your ancestors. All of which is to say, you do not need a permission slip from the principal's office to live a creative life. Or if you do worry that you need a permission slip, there, I just gave it to you. I just wrote it on the back of an old shopping list. Consider yourself fully accredited. Now, go make something. I have a neighbor who gets tattoos all the time. Her name is Eileen. She acquires new tattoos the way I might acquire a new pair of cheap earrings, just for the heck of it and just on a whim. She wakes up some mornings in a funk and announces, I think I'll get a new tattoo today. If you ask Eileen what kind of tattoo she's planning on getting, she'll just say, oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get to the tattoo shop, or I'll just let the artist surprise me. Now, this woman is not a teenager with impulse control issues. She's a grown woman with adult children who runs a successful business. She's also very cool, uniquely gorgeous, and one of the most free spirits I've ever met. When I asked her once how she would allow her body to be marked up so casually with permanent ink, she said, oh, but you misunderstand. It's not permanent. It's just temporary. Confused, I asked, you mean all your tattoos are temporary? She smiled and said, no, Liz, my tattoos are permanent. It's just my body that is temporary. So is yours. We're only here on Earth for a short while, so I decided a long time ago that I wanted to decorate myself as playfully as I can while I still have the time. Thanks, guys, for the hearts. And for those of you who are just joining, hello, we are reading from Big Magic. And at the end of this, we're going to talk about our safety blanket and the shit that you're still holding on to because it's too damn scary to let it go. But let's get back to here. Where were we? Okay, I love this so much, I can't even tell you. Because like Eileen, I also want to live the most vividly decorated temporary life that I can. And I don't just mean physically, I mean emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. I don't want to be afraid of bright colors or new sounds or big love or risky decisions or strange experiences or weird endeavors or sudden changes or even failure. Mind you, I'm not going to go out and cover myself with tattoos simply because that doesn't happen to be my jam. But I am going to spend as much time as I can creating delightful things out of my existence because that's what brings me awake and that's what brings me alive. I do my decorating with printer ink, not with tattoo ink. But my urge to write comes from exactly the same place as Eileen's urge to turn her skin into a vivid canvas while she's still here. It comes from a place of, hey, why not? Because it's all just temporary. But in order to live this way, free to create, free to explore, you must possess a fierce sense of personal entitlement. I read the last word and I just mixed words. Entitlement, which I hope you will learn to cultivate. I recognize that the word entitlement has dreadfully negative connotations, but I'd like to appropriate it here and put it to good use because you will never be able to create anything interesting out of your life if you don't believe that you're entitled to at least try. Creative entitlement doesn't mean behaving like a princess or acting as though the world owes you anything whatsoever. No, creative entitlement simply means believing that you are allowed to be here and that merely by being here, you are allowed to have a voice and a vision of your own. You are allowed, I'm just reading this again. You are allowed to have a voice and a vision of your own. The poet David Whyte calls this sense of creative entitlement the arrogance of belonging and claims that it is absolutely vital privilege to cultivate if you wish to interact more vividly with life. Without this arrogance of belonging, you will never be able to take any creative risks whatsoever. Without it, you will never push yourself out of the suffocating insulation of personal safety and into the frontiers of the beautiful and the unexpected. The arrogance of belonging is not about egotism or self-absorption. In a strange way, it's the opposite. It's a divine force that will actually take you out of yourself and allow you to engage more fully with life. Because often what keeps you from creative living is your self-absorption, your self-doubt, your self-disgust, your self-judgment, your crushing sense of self-protection. The arrogance of belonging pulls you out of the darkest depths of self-hatred, not by saying, I'm the greatest, but by merely saying, I am here. I believe that this good kind of arrogance, the simple entitlement to exist and therefore go to express yourself, is the only weapon with which to combat the nasty dialogue that may automatically arise within your head whenever you get an artistic impulse. You know the nasty dialogue I mean, right? I'm talking about the nasty dialogue that goes like this. Who the hell do you think you are trying to be creative? You suck, you're stupid, you have no talent, and you serve no purpose. Get back in your hole. to which you may have spent a lifetime obediently responding. You're right, I do suck and I'm stupid. Thank you, I'll go back in my hole now. I would like to see you engaged in a more generative and interesting conversation with yourself than that. For heaven's sake, at least defend yourself. Defending yourself as a creative person begins by defining yourself. It begins when you declare your intent. Stand up tall and say it aloud, whatever it is. I am a writer. I am a singer. I'm an actor. I'm a gardener. I am a dancer. I'm an inventor. I'm a photographer. I'm a chef. I'm a designer. I am this and I am that, and I am also this other thing too. I don't yet know exactly what I am, but I'm curious enough to go find out. I love that. I'm curious enough to go find out. Speak it. Let it know you're here. Hell, let you know that you're here, because this statement of intent is just as much of an announcement to yourself as it is an announcement to the universe or anybody else. Hearing this announcement, your soul will mobilize accordingly. It will mobilize ecstatically, in fact, because this is what your soul was born for. Trust me, your soul has been waiting for you to wake up to your own existence for years. But you must be the one to start that conversation, and then you must feel entitled to stay in that conversation. This proclamation of intent and entitlement is not something you can do just once and then expect miracles. It's something that you must do daily forever. I've had to keep defining and defending myself as a writer every single day of my adult life, constantly reminding and re-reminding my soul and the cosmos that I'm very serious about the business of creating, and that I will never stop creating no matter what the outcome and no matter how deep my anxieties and insecurities may be. Over time, I found the right tone of voice for these assertions too. It's best to be insistent but affable. Repeat yourself, but don't get shrill. Speak to your darkest and most negative interior voices the way a hostage negotiator speaks to a violent psychopath. Calmly, but firmly. Most of all, never back down. You can't afford to back down. The life you're negotiating to save, after all, is yours. Who the hell do you think you are? Your darkest interior voices will demand. It's funny you should ask, you reply. I'll tell you who I am. I am a child of God, just like anyone else. I am a constituent of this universe. I have invisible spirit benefactors who believe in me and who labor alongside of me. The fact that I'm here is all the evidence that I have the right to be here. I have a right to my own voice and a right to my own vision. I have a right to collaborate with creativity because I myself am a product and consequence of creation. I'm on a mission of artistic liberation, so let the girl go. See? Now you're the one doing the talking. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Love it. Who is inspired to go create? And by create, I don't mean go draw a piece of art. I mean step into who you are, step into what your soul wants, what that voice inside is saying. Go, go, be, show up. And those voices inside that are like, no, I'm not sure. I don't know if I belong here. Hell yeah, you do. I belong right here, right now. You belong right here, right now. You were created for this moment. You were created for this lifetime. Even if this lifetime seems scary, even if right in this moment, in the midst of this uncertainty, you don't know what is next, what I do know and what you should know is that you were meant to be here. And so in what ways can you honor that? I'm not worked up at all. Who's worked up here? Hey guys, those of you who are joining, those of you who have left, I know there's a lot of commentary going on from our community. So I am just excited. Brad Morris, is that Brad from New York? Brad, I think that might be you. I don't know. So I wanted to chat really quickly before we end story time with Shari. No, it's not time to go just yet. But I wanted to talk today about safety blanket. And the reason why this comes up for me is because the work that I do with my clients as a self-love coach, a life inspirer, a joy coach, is that we really dive into you. And what ends up happening is that as you begin to explore more and more, and a lot of you may have felt this already, because of being here every day for the last 6 weeks or whatever it has been, you might find that you touch into different parts of yourself that you're not used to. You might feel like you're uncovering stuff that you're not, that you've never seen before, that you didn't understand before, that maybe you avoided, that maybe you numbed out because it was too hard to face. And what ends up happening is that we have to start to unlearn these behaviors. We have to start to unlearn all of the stuff that we've thought to believe on, the things that we have held on to, all of our beliefs about ourselves, whether they're correct or not. We've held on to them like a safety blanket. And the reason why this time in our history right now is so hard for so many, and I talked about this last time, is because of uncertainty, because we don't know what the next moment is going to bring. And for all of us, our safety blanket, whether it's filled with positivity or negativity or however you look, it's ours. We know what to expect. We hold on to it, we drag it with us, and whether it feels good or not, we already know what it brings with us. So once someone rips that away from us, which is where we are right now, all of your familiars, everything that you have gotten used to has been taken from you. And so now we're all like screaming children, like, where's my blanket? Where's my blanket? I want my blanket back. Even though when you had the blanket, you were like, this is all ratty, tatty, and torn. Why am I holding on to this? This doesn't feel good. I want something new. And now something new is in front of you and you're like, nope, I'm not gonna give it up. Nope, it's mine. And so the question becomes then, how are we able to release and surrender and let go just a little bit more? And the thing that I work with my clients with and my membership group, the Joy Spot, which by the way, have you guys joined yet? You can go to my website, ShariAlyse.com. That wasn't supposed to be a plug, but every week we work on a different aspect of ourselves. And so these are the ways that self-acceptance and self-awareness are the two things, the two foundations for self-love, the deepest, the strongest, because when you become aware of what you're feeling and where you are, and then you accept where you are, like a deep acceptance, not like, oh, I wish I wasn't, but like, this is literally black and white. This is where I'm at. Once you can accept that this is the reality, then you can shift it and transform it. And so when you're carrying around this blanket, this thing that does not feel good, I encourage you to ask the simple question that says, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be? If this does not feel good right now, if I am not really feeling this moment in time, first we accept that this is how we feel, but what is my vision? Where do I want to walk towards? And when you become aware of it, then you have where you're at, where you want to go, and then it's literally just taking the steps. But if you don't know where you want to go, you're going to be meandering like this and going, I don't know, where is this? What am I doing? Why does this all feel so unsure? Why am I scared? Because you don't have that vision for yourself. Hey guys, thanks. Okay, so I kind of went off in a direction that I wasn't really looking to go off in, but that's what happens. That's what happens during story time with Shari. I wanted to end today with, of course, oh, Ollie got so bored. Ollie's like, screw this, I'm out of here. Oh, and for those of you who are just joining, he wears a mask too because it's the right thing to do. Safety. Oh, Ollie. Okay, so for those of you who have never been here before, you're like, why is this girl like have a 5-year-old sign? Why does she play with an owl? And why is she drinking amaretto? Because it's fun, fun, and fun. And this is coffee, by the way. So I wanted to let you guys know that Girls Weekend Retreat is happening May 23rd and 24th. You only have until next Wednesday to sign up. If you do not sign up, I'm sorry, if we do not have a sign up enough, we can't do that. Also, go over to ShariAlyse.com. I'm going to put that in here. And if you are interested in joining my private membership community, it is only $19 a month. So if you're someone that's like, oh, I really want to work with you, however, I can't, the other price tags are too high, this is an awesome opportunity to be able to be part of our membership. It's here on Facebook in a private group, but you got to go through the website first. So I hope that you will join us. And more importantly, I hope that you are taking such good care of yourself during these times. Like I said, uncertainty, we don't know what the outward world is going to present. I know we all want answers, but when you have learned to be reliant on you and showing up for you and creating a space and place for yourself that feels good, then the expression of the outside world never matters anymore, because your internal world is filled with love. Your internal world is filled with self-compassion, and your internal world always has that access to joy. All right, guys, I love you so much. Take your dominant hand, whichever one that is, and this is the way that I start every day, I end every day, and just yesterday I did it 4 times, because sometimes we need a little extra loving. Take your dominant hand and place it under your other arm, right here under your armpit. Then you're gonna take your leftover hand, you're gonna place that right on your shoulder, and then I invite you to take your head and place that directly on your hand. You can close your eyes if it feels good, and I just want you to squeeze, comfort these parts of yourself that are begging for your love. When things get to be too scary, too unsure, too uncertain for you, your love can always be the certainty in your life. I love you all so much. I will try to go back and respond to all of these, but know that I am always here with you. And if you need to reach out to me, go over to my site, ShariAlyse.com, book your coaching session with me, join the Joy Spot, whatever feels right to you. Just know that right here and right now, not out there, but in here, is always safe and always loving. Love you guys so much. I can't wait to see you next week. Mondays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget to hit share and share the good vibes and love with somebody else. I'm so excited to always be here with you guys. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. Mwah. Thank you for the kisses. Bye, guys.